Hello, beautiful people. Good morning and welcome to another beautiful day. Today is Thursday, and for us down here in the Arab world, Qatar precisely, Thursdays, weekend begins. So our weekend began today. So on this very note, I want to say, how are you doing? And it's actually a wonderful morning. I want to say, stay positive through the rest of this day. So I've actually come here with a quick one this morning. Something very interesting, actually. To me, I found it laughable. But these days, when you walk into the some platforms on the social media, there's some things you keep hearing and you just wonder, how are people reasoning, and how do they think what they think? So I came across some videos where somebody was saying that marriage is not an investment. Really, that video, according to the recent slangs now, it says he choked. I was choked by that video, you know. So I start pondering over some thoughts. I start thinking about so many things, you know. I think before you could come out on social media and start saying some of those things, you still need to do the check and balance, you know. Of course, marriage is an investment. To some, it may not be an investment, probably because it didn't really work out for you. But there are so many people out there that through their marriages, they've been blessed beyond measures. Now listen, no, it's way beyond just making babies for a man or for yourselves. Marriage is way beyond that. It's all about companionship. There's so many people that are married, but they don't have companion. Their spouse is not their companion. Listen, if you there's some people that I know that when they got married, they were nothing. Some of them don't even have any degree to their name. But when they got married, their spouse helped them. Be it a male or female, they helped each other. Some of them went to school while they are in marriage. Some of them graduated, proceeded to their masters. Some of them started having their own companies through the help of their husband or through the help of their wives. And now you tell me that it's not an achievement? Listen, it is an achievement. So don't slide into my DM and start talking rubbish. Before you say that, think of what your marriage have done for you. There's so many people out there, what their spouse is thinking of is how to make them better, how to make them be the best they could ever be. And there's so many people out there, their husband and their wives, they are thinking of how to better the life of their wives and the life of their husbands. So to those people, marriage is an achievement. But if you've gotten married and you're still where you are, nothing to show for it, business-wise. Listen, there's some people that they don't know anything about business, but they got married. Their husband helped push them up. And to them, when you talk business, you can count them in it. Not because they achieved that one before they got married. No, it is their spouse that helped them, be it a man or a woman. It is vice versa. The lady can help the husband become a better him, a better version of him. And the man can equally help the wife become a better version of her. There are so many of my friends that got married back then when we were in secondary school, but their husband helped see them through to tertiary, have business for them. Some of them got connected to other things. Listen, there's so many angles to this. So for me, for you to say marriage is not an investment, it should be that you got married to the wrong person, or probably you got married and your husband has not added any value to your life, or your wife has not added any value to your own life too. Okay? So for those people, it is understandable that it cannot be an achievement for them. But for you to say marriage is not an achievement, for me, if I should come to social media and start saying marriage is not an achievement, look at the angle I'm going to take it from. I'm going to take it from the angle of a lady who have not really discovered who she is. All the girl is thinking about is about marriage. I want to get married. You don't even know who you are. You don't know why you want to walk into that marriage. You don't even know, if I go into this marriage, what am I going to, what value am I bringing to that person that I'm going to my spouse? So to such people, they are the ones we should tell it is not an achievement, because you are moving into that union with emptiness. So, but if you've got your focus intact, if you know what you want for yourself, if you've discovered whom you are, then it should be an achievement for you, because it is going to add value. So anything that will not add value to your life is not an achievement. That's my take point. So for you to come into social media and start saying marriage is not an achievement is a no for me. Don't do that. So there are other aspects to this very angle. So you need to cross the T's very well. Okay? So it's an achievement. There are so many of us that we were just who we were, that just got, maybe you had just 1 degree, but when you had a husband, there are so many programs you've done. You had so many other things attached to your profile. Your portfolio is something beautiful to look into. To such people, their marriage is an achievement because their spouse helped push them up. So what is the essence this morning? Tell your girl child, before they think marriage, they should think about what they want to be. They should think about what they are going to bring into that very union. Before they think marriage, they should think how to better the life of their child, of their spouse. Okay? And then to your male child, tell them to think of how to better his life before he thinks marriage. Before you think marriage, tell them they should equally have a plan for their spouse. If my spouse is in level B, I am taking her to level C. If she is in level C, in this marriage, I will take her to level D. And before you know what is happening, everybody is sailing on a peaceful sea. Baby, what?
Just to add a little more to what my beautiful wife has said, I think she has a very good point, and it's of essence that any man or woman who wishes to go into marriage, before you nurse it in your heart, you need to sit within yourself and think inside of you. Am I ready for this? Can I offer my spouse? Like she rightly said, if you don't have anything to offer, maybe the man is doing well before he married you, but because you don't have anything to offer, you will be a liability to him. No? Some men money, but most times they only think in one direction, maybe only business. They don't know they need to improve themselves, because nothing is permanent in life. Some people, maybe out of one government policy or the other, their business will crash. But because you have some certificates lying in your cupboard, you have to dust it, pick it up, and there goes again. Before you know it, you start making good money without your left hand knowing what has happened, or the neighbors knowing what has happened. So, in conclusion, I will advise each and every man or woman to educate your children. Try to encourage them to have potentials. What are those potentials? You might be a good musician, you might be a good mathematician, you might be a good singer, you might be a good advisor. So many women advise, have this potential in them to advise men. But some of them are not putting it into use. They will just lie there, go to the kitchen, make food, and that's all. You don't advise your man. Only there's this thing I saw in social media is trending. Don't you think it's high time you look into it and see if something can come out of it? He can diversify his business. He can equally move into what he don't know with your own ideas and your own, experience. Before you know it, you have multiple sources of income. And by your contributions, by having all these potentials, do you think he will play around with you? No. Because you have something to offer. He will always call you. Some men I know always call their wife whenever they are in need of one advice or the other. Some don't, because they know their wife don't have anything to offer. Some do, because they know their wife, once you bring this to my wife, she must tell you what to do. She must have something to say about it. And by the time they apply it, they see it working out for them. So they have that in mind.
So that is it from me on the exigencies of life. If you've not subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Click that red button.